So, all of us like stories. Mummy, tell me a story. Daddy, tell me a story. We create stories. We label things. We get involved in stories. We perpetuate stories, what we call myths, and fight world and argue based on stories. We are experts in creating stories and sit and worry about the story we ourselves have created. We have zero idea of what future will be, yet we are worried. We have zero idea about tomorrow, yet we are worried about tomorrow, what our future has in store. Worry is a story which we continuously fabricate and bring it to mind again and again. Chew that worry. An undisciplined mind keeps worrying. A disciplined mind brings happiness. We'll reflect on this strange phenomenon in our life, which is a waste of time, called worry. The worst addiction in our life is to worry, gone worrying. We are in a way addicted to worrying. Today you worry about tomorrow, yesterday you worried about today. How many of us are worried all the time? Some people all the time, all the people sometime. But we are all worried. We are experts in worrying. You have seen something, you have known something, you have done something, you have tried something, then worry about those things. Worry is an old habit ingrained in our brains. We still have old model brain of our ancestors, which is not good to solve modern stressful situations. So the conflict is going on. Brain is an old model of thinking, but today modern technology is there. Brain has to cope with this modernity, modern stressful situations. What if I don't get that job? What if I lose my job? If I fail? If it does not repay? What do the others think of me? Expect the worst, imagining the worst, expecting rejection, having a negative bias towards everything. Worrying is like standing not on our feet, but on our toes for a long time. Whole body gets tensed up. We have seen ballet dancer whirling around on her toes. Our life becomes walking on the toes, moving on our toes when we worry. There was a huge tree, 400 years old. It was struck by lightning many times. Nothing happened. It survived. Storms dashed against it and made it to twist and turn. But it withstood that storm like a strong warrior, like a Spider-Man, Superman, and still survived. But what happened to this huge tree? This huge tree was destroyed. You know how and why it was destroyed? Not by storms, not by lightning, by tiny worms. Worms covered its trunk and gnawed its roots and gradually destroyed the tree. Worries are like those tiny worms, enough to destroy us, destroy our peace of mind, destroy our health, destroy our well-being. Worry is something like you plant sampling, then go on pulling it up, pulling it up. It will never grow. Have you heard about the concept of adaptation? Human beings have this marvelous adaptation that they can actually have experience in their heads called simulation before they try them out in real life. This is a trick that none of our ancestors could do and that no other animal can do quite like we can. We can already imagine things, which is a marvelous adaptation. Worries are such simulations in our brain. We human beings have a special quality called imagination. All worries are imagination. All creative writing, paintings, all forms of aesthetic arts depend on this faculty of imagination. All inventions originate due to this imagination. Worrying means misuse of this creative faculty called imagination. We imagine things, we imagine catastrophes and fabricate stories of tomorrow and worry. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Why our brains like to worry? It is to keep us safe. Because of worry, we take judicious decisions. Worries also give us a kind of consolation, assurance that we are in control of things, which is not true. My mind would get anxious about something altogether different issue every time. Every 5 minutes, different issues will emerge as worry. Maybe it is just looking for variety. It's too boring to just have one thing to be anxious about, one thing to worry about. While I was worrying about one thing, it seemed like it was the most important one in the whole world, and the other ones weren't as important. That is, until the next session arrived, and another anxiety, another worry became the most important one, and everything else was not so bad. I began to realize it isn't the thing I'm worrying about that is the difficulty. It's my own mind that is looking for something to worry about. My mind has picked up the bad habit or addiction of worrying. What happens outside is not so important. What our mind creates as worry is important to be checked. It doesn't really matter what the problem is. If I'm habituated with anxiety, I'll find a problem to worry about it. If I can't find one, then I'll reinvent one or cause one. In other words, the real issue is not what is happening outside, but what is happening inside of us. How we experience situation depends how we view it, how we interpret what is happening, how we describe situation to ourselves. All of our experience of happiness and suffering don't come from other people, from other things, but from our own minds. Sometimes it is important to learn to laugh at ourselves when we sit and worry. We really do have a monkey mind when it comes to anxiety, don't we? Monkey mind jumping from this worry to that worry, third worry, tomorrow a different worry. We worry about this and then we worry about that. Monkey jumping all over the place. We are to be able to laugh at the monkey instead of taking it so seriously and to develop a sense of humor about our problems. The secret of health Our mind and body is not to mourn for the past, not to worry about the future, or not to anticipate trouble, but live in the present moment wisely. Thank you. Meet you again. Have a peaceful, still, serene mind.